And live. Okay, so this thing's working the way it's supposed to be, and I don't know that it is because I don't know if I've got any audio or not. Check, 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 check. So I've got to check and see if that's working. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Live now. Check, check, check. All right, it is working.
Check, check.
Okay, it's working. That's what I needed to know. Okay, so I'm going to share this real quick. There should be an option to do this. Share the stream. I would think. Maybe not. I'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. Okay. Copy the link. We're going to post it to Twitter. Oh, why didn't that? Copy the link address. Control V. Oh, all right. We don't want to do it that way. Control C. Control V. There we go. All right. Good deal. Close all that. Boom, boom. All right. So sorry about that. Sorry to keep you all waiting. All right. So what I have here, I've not done anything live in a long time. So I'm happy to be with you guys tonight to share some stuff with you that I've been working on, that I've been doing. All right. So this is my latest box from DCBS. And if you know anything about me, you know that there's nothing I like better than telling you guys what I got from DCBS. So without further ado, let's get into this. Now, for those of you that know me, and if you're watching this, you probably already know me. Let's be honest. Nobody is going to watch this that doesn't know who I am and cares what I think about anything. I mean, you know, if you never heard of me before, odds are you're not watching this. But if you are, congratulations, welcome. So I just thought I would jump on, since I got this box in the mail today, I would jump on real quick tonight and share with you what came in the mail today. Because, you know, I just feel kind of out of touch. All my online activities have been kind of shuttered lately. I just haven't been doing much of anything, except Twitter. Twitter's been busy, but other than that, I've not been doing any podcasting, any YouTubing, any blog writing, anything. And so, just it's a mess. But I'm going to share with this to you now, and hopefully kind of get the ball rolling on getting some streaming and stuff going again pretty soon. All right, so here we go. We're opening the box. Ta-da. I am a professional, so kids, get your parents' help before you cut open a box. If you've been drinking, you may want to get some help anyway. I don't care how old you are. Okay. Put the knife safely away. Da-da-da-da. All right, we have got layers of stuff in here. All right, so we have got comics that are all bundled and packaged together here. And it looks like we have some trades and maybe some hardcovers, maybe. Let's see. All right, so this is packing material. We don't need that. More packing material. We don't need that. And of course, as always, there is the obligatory previews catalog, which is not as thick as it once was because Marvel and DC, neither one put their material in here anymore. So it's just sad. You do get a standalone Marvel catalog, and that's been the case for a while now. But DC, you know, just kind of quit putting anything out in print. So you got to do it online now most of the time. You got to get You got to actually go to their website and download a PDF, which is not a huge deal. It's all right, but it's not as much fun as propping up on the couch with a catalog and flipping through it and seeing what's coming out. That's better in my opinion. But you can get your previews if you're not ordering them from somebody like DCBS. You can get previews at your local comic book shop. So head down there and do that. All right, what do we got in the box? All right, so we have got these are shrink wrapped together. So there's two things here. I'll have to cut these apart. Bear with me. This is not pre-planned or arranged. Everything's happening live on the spot. Da-da-da. All right. Trash. All right. So the first one we have here is from Marvel's Epic Collection. Now, these Epic Collection trades are fantastic. They're cheap, and they collect some of Marvel's greatest stories. They're trade paperbacks. They're not, the overall print quality is fantastic as far as the pages and stuff are concerned. But they're kind of flimsy because they're just paperback. Well, not paperback, but trade paperback. And but the quality of the print on the pages is really good. So this is Conan the Barbarian, and the particular story they featured here is The Curse of the Golden Skull. So really, really nice. Excited to read this. As a character, I love sword and sorcery type stories and barbarian characters. I love Red Sonja, as everybody knows. Famously, everybody knows that. And I love Conan. Conan is the male equivalent of Red Sonja. Red Sonja and Conan are my two favorite sword and sorcery characters. And I'm really excited to dig into this. This should be a lot of fun to read. So there's the first thing on the stack tonight. Thing number two. Now, the reason I got this is it harkens back to my days in college. In college, I stayed up late every night watching MTV while I was staying in the dorm room at college, just across the hall from my college mate, Charlie Huffman, who you all may remember from the Alternate Reality podcast. And we were college mates in college, and I was in one dorm room. He was crossing up the hall a little bit. And I would go over to his room late at night after I got off work at like 11 o'clock at night. Now, we would go and you would watch MTV After Dark. MTV After Dark, I believe is what it was called, or MTV Late Night maybe. But, when they were done showing music videos, and it started at like 11 o'clock, they started showing like animation and stuff. And this is where Beavis and Butthead was heavily featured. And of course, oh my God, that was back in the day, Beavis and Butthead was the thing. I mean, just you never missed an episode. But then they had cartoons on there that would run through, for a series, and it would then be over, and then maybe come back for a second season. Eon Flux, things like that. Herman's Head. No. Herman's Head was a TV show. It was something else about a dude with a great big head. I forget the name of that cartoon. But one of the cartoons that was on was The Max. And that was my first exposure to The Max because I wasn't a heavy comic book reader yet. This is about the time I started getting into comics. And one of the cartoons that was featured was The Max. And I had no idea that The Max was already a comic book property that was adapted to this for MTV animation. But I started watching it there and just was blown away. Thought it was the coolest thing. And then didn't find out until sometime later that it was a comic property that you could read. But recently, within the last year or so, they did a Batman Max crossover called Arkham Dreams. And this is fantastic. This looks like a lot of fun. And I think it's going to be really, really, really interesting to check that out. So I'm excited about that. So there you go. There's that. And I don't know if my camera settings are right or wrong, but I apologize. Let me see if I can adjust it. I think that my camera settings are backwards, which is when you're using your phone as your camera, this happens sometimes. Let me see if I can adjust that real quick. Yeah, there we go. I have fixed it. Now things are not backwards. And so when I hold this up, it will actually say the Mac. No, is it not? No, hang on. I thought I fixed it. Maybe I didn't fix it. No, there you go. That's right. All right, the Max, Arkham Dreams. Okay, so it's not wrong. So hopefully it wasn't wrong to start with, and you saw the Conan properly too. All right, Another collection I've got in here, but it's in an oversized paperback. I mean, it's kind of oversized. It's not regular comic book size. It's an oversized, but it's IDW Star Trek Debt of Honor. And what I love about the IDW Star Trek series is that some of them are done in the new Abrams-verse animation style, where the characters look like Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto, but some of them are in the classic style, where the characters look like Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner, and that's what I like. This one is an interesting story that may be a collection of a reprint of a graphic novel from almost 30 years ago. So IDW has reprinted this. This is a story called Debt of Honor. Chris Claremont, the writer, Adam Hughes, and Carl Story on it. So I'm excited about that. Hang on, I want to see what this looks like. So let me get into that real quick. Let me open this. So you got Chris Claremont on it, and I don't know if Adam Hughes is doing the artwork or if he's writing. The color is by Tim McGraw, so I'm guessing Adam Hughes is doing the artwork. And I don't know, it says first reprint of the classic graphic novel in almost 30 years. So this must have been some of Adam Hughes's early work then, because that would have been 30 years ago. Geez. So Debt of Honor, Chris Claremont writer, Adam Hughes and Carl C. Story as artist, John C. McGraw as colorist, and Robert M. Panera is the letterer. So just to give you a sample of some of the artwork here. Looks really, really amazing. And again, characters done in that classic style. Here's another page. So it looks like we haven't updated. I don't know how this story runs, but clearly some of it is movie era, Trek characters. But then I don't know if they're having flashbacks, because clearly some of it is like in this scenes, the classic series costumes and whatnot. So I don't know if they're flashbacking to something happened in the past or what. I'm excited to read this, but this is something that I feel like I've got to be really delicate with, because it's not something that, because of the size, and like I said, it's got a stapled spine instead of a thick spine with an edge. So I feel like I've got to be careful with it, or else it'll get easily damaged. I don't know how well it'll sit on a bookshelf. It's a little oversized. There's no way to put it in a bag and a board. Maybe a magazine size bag and board would fit that. I don't know. But I have to think about that. But this looks really, really good. I'm excited about it. Okay. So that's all of the collected editions. Let's get into the regular issues. And if y'all know me, you know that I'm not reading any regular issues right now. So the only reason that I buy regular issues at all is for the collectability, because I think that particular issue has got a cover artist that I like on it, or I think that particular issue is going to be worth, as an investment, maybe it'll be worth something one of these days, or it's by a particular artist or writer that I just super, super love. But generally, I'm buying these to have and to own, and not so much to read. Okay, so let's see what we have. Nothing. That's just flimsy. Okay. And I apologize. These are all in Mylar bags. So if there's a sheen or a glare on the front of it, I apologize. Here we have Iron Man number 10, which is an Alex Ross cover. So like that. That's the reason I bought that, was the Alex Ross cover. I love Iron Man as a character. Like Tony Stark is my personal hero. He's not my favorite superhero character. That's obviously always been Superman, will continue to be Superman. But as a person, like Robert Downey Jr. is the guy I aspire to be. And I'm not, and I'm nowhere near, but he's just cool, I think. The next one is, all right. So I could talk about the Netflix Masters of the Universe series from Kevin Smith that just came out. I mean, there's a lot to be said about that, okay? I watched it. I'm not doing a review here. That's not what the purpose of this is. But I watched it, and there were parts of it that I liked, and there were parts of it that I loathed. Okay, but overall, I'm glad they did it. I think more Masters of the Universe stuff in popular culture and in existence is a good thing. The more we can have these characters presented to the public and in the mind's eye of people, so they know who they are, and perpetuate that story and that franchise for the future, I'm all for that. There were some things they chose to do that I wasn't a fan of. But I was very excited to see the Masters of the Universe prequel comic coming out from Dark Horse, which I got. This is a Mike Mignola cover, and it's in his style, and it's really, really cool looking. So, Masters of the Universe Revelation #1, Dark Horse, Mike Mignola artwork on that. Kevin Smith contributes to the story. Rob David, Tim Sheridan, Mindy Lee, Rico Renetti, and Darren Bennett all working on this issue. So that's cool. Here is the more regular cover. I'm not sure who the cover artist is on this, but I think I bought all of these because I'm a huge He-Man fanboy. The character artwork on this looks nice. I like the way the characters are designed. The only thing I don't like about character designs on this is He-Man's chest insignia. In the classic cartoon and on the toy lines, you all know that it was like a red cross, and it's not a Christian thing. It's not like, cross of Jesus or anything like that. It's just a red cross. I think there's a name for it, a particular kind of cross. It kind of reminds me of a Templar cross, just a little bit. It kind of looks a little bit like that, but it's not. It's its own thing. And but I guess for whatever reason, people have decided that a big, interesting, weird-looking H on his chest plate makes more sense because he's He-Man. He's got to have an H on his chest because Superman's got an S on his chest. Now, if you know anything about the classic toys, you know that the Battle Armor He-Man figure had an H on his battle armor. It's very, very much like this. So this looks very much like the H that was on the battle armor. I guess that makes it tie together okay. I'm disappointed that the classic cross is not on his chest plate. Just me. I'm a sucker for nostalgia. I like things the way they are. Okay, so here we have Fight Girls #1. It's a new comic book from Frank Cho. I'm a big sucker for Frank Cho artwork. And so I'm excited. Not only does he do the covers, but he's doing the interiors. So I'm excited for that. I think I'm probably buying every issue of this. I know about the first one, but I think I'm probably on every issue of this. I think they've thrown in some preview comics here that I didn't really ask for. They must have come with something I ordered. So here is Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal. It's a preview from Upshot Comics, which is the same, I guess, brand that put out the Frank Cho book. So I must have got that as a result, but I'm not sure why I got 3 of them, but I got 3 of them. We'll see how that goes. Y'all, again, as I said, I'm a big fan of Invincible Red Sonja. And Red Sonja, as a rule, this is the Invincible Red Sonja comic. This is cover artist Amanda Conner. How can you not buy Amanda Conner artwork? If you know anything about Amanda Conner and me, you know I love all her stuff. So I love Red Sonja and I love Amanda Conner. So it's a marriage made in heaven. How can you not get it? So there's that. And I've told you that I love Conan. There's a book that comes out from a third-party publisher. What is the publisher on this? Zondervan? No, what is it? It starts with an A because it's very early on. Let's see. It's Ablaze Publishing. Ablaze Publishing. All right. And they present The Cimmerian. Okay. Because I don't know that they're not allowed to use Conan in the title for whatever reason, but it clearly is Conan. Okay. So there's some kind of rights issue there. And I don't know if they refer to Conan as Conan within the context of the story. I think they do, but I'm not certain. But it obviously, it's Robert E. Howard's Conan. And the name of the book is the Cimmerian, because Conan is Conan the Cimmerian. And this is The Man-Eaters of Zambula. And I just thought, well, the reason I ordered this is I just thought this was a gorgeous wraparound black and white cover. I mean, I just really, really taken with that. Thought that was very well done. If you like Conan comics, this is a little more adult version of Conan. It says right here, Robert E. Howard's Savage Hero Uncensored. So there's a little bit of nudity, more language, more blood and gore and guts in this. If you like a little more adult version of Conan, this is the book you want to pick up. Again, just a beautiful, beautiful cover on that. I was very, very happy about that. This, another issue, I bought variant covers. I'm not above. Chris Parton, this is for you. Variant covers, although not this particular cover, but the idea of buying variant covers. Here's another one. This is a little more risque, but I'm going to show it to you anyway because there's no blatant nudity shown here. But this again, I thought this was a very, very well done cover. I won't show it too long, but it's very, very spicy. I like that. So I got that one too. So I got both those covers of that. And then I got a third cover. Yes, 3 covers of the same book. I am not above buying 3 covers of the same book. And then here we have a little more risque with a very, very Arnold Schwarzenegger looking Conan. He doesn't look, he's not exactly, but he looks very much in the vein of Schwarzenegger's Conan with a very naked lady at his leg. So thought that was well done. I told you I like Frank Cho earlier, and I like Red Sonja. So anytime you get both of those together, I enjoy that. And so here's Frank. So he does sketch cover variants for the Invincible Red Sonja. So this is the second issue of the same comic that I got that had the Amanda Conner cover. So that's really nice. And then lastly, but not least, I do occasionally buy cosplay variants, especially from Dynamite. And so this is a cosplay variant for Vampirella number 22. I'm not sure who the cosplayer here is, but I thought she was very pretty, and I bought that. So that is my comic haul for this time. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. What have I been up to? I have been up to a lot of things. I'm sorry I've not been more in touch. I've not been putting anything out for you guys. My self-help, motivational stuff, I'm still posting a ton of that stuff on Twitter, but I've not been doing any blog writing, and I've not been doing any podcasting and any YouTubing. I apologize about that if you enjoy that stuff. I hope to get back to it soon. I've just been kind of wrapped up in just doing life stuff here the last little bit. It's been kind of tough. I have been really throwing myself into computer building and repair. I famously used to work on computers back in college, and me and a friend of mine named Greg Sons, we used to work on computers back in the day. And I had little flyers up around college campus. If you need your computer repaired, call John Lovis, and had a number. And people would call me, old people and young people and different people would call me. And so I can't get my printer to work and this and that and something else. And this was in the 90s. This is back in the heyday, right? And I would go to people's house and I would work for a couple hours and I would make a few dollars, and I enjoyed it. It was fun. Over time, as I got married and started working a regular job, there was less and less time for that. And I kind of got out of computers. I mean, I still, used computer for work and things like that, but I was just very much a user and not a builder, not a repairer, and lost kind of touch with some of the technical aspects. I mean, I knew how to operate Windows and I knew how to do all that stuff, but as far as putting one together from scratch out of pieces or repairing something or changing a component out, I had lost touch with a lot of that stuff. So I decided that I wanted to relearn that. And so I've been doing that. So what you have behind you is my current computer. And I call it Teletran 1. And I've got there's my Conan and my Red Sonja statues. But I call it Teletran 1, and you'll see Optimus Prime there in the midst of it. But I bought a secondhand computer that was in a completely different case, and it kind of rebuilt it. Okay, so I basically, there's the only thing really left in this computer that I started with is the CPU, which is behind that flashy thing in the middle. It's the cooler, the CPU cooler, so that and the board, the big motherboard in the back that it's sitting on, and the GPU, which is right there above Optimus's shoulder, right there. That right there, the GPU, and that's all I really started with. Everything else I have put in new. I have put in all the fans, which are RGB lit fans. I changed the cooler out. It used to have an air cooler on it. I changed the cooler out for a radiator water cooler AIO pump. Okay, so I did that. I put in a USB 3.0 card. That's down there below. You see the thing down here below Optimus's gun barrel, with the cord hanging down. That is a USB 3.0 card that I put in. The interfaces with the top of the computer up here. That's where the cord's sticking out. I put in all this stuff and took care of it and really have upgraded it. I have upgraded the computer to Windows 11. What? Windows 11 is not out yet? Yeah, but you can get a preview build of it, and you can run it to see how you like it. And so that's what I'm streaming this on right now. So I have spent the last few months, piece at a time, putting this thing together. So that's kind of what I've been doing. And it seems like my camera is flipped again. I'm not sure how that happened. So, but this software is kind of wonky. Let me see if I can fix that. There, that's better. All right, so that's kind of where we're at right now. That's kind of what I've been doing lately. Been working on computers, learning everything I can about computers. I don't know why. I just went on a kick to learn everything I could about computers. And what I have found out is that Windows 11 coming out later this year, first part of next year, I think it'll be out like November or December of this year. Windows 11 coming out, they have got some specific hardware requirements that I don't quite meet. Now, I've done a workaround, which lets me run Windows 11 anyway. But, that's something I'm going to have to upgrade. So I'm going to need like $1,400 to spend on new computer parts to be ready for Windows 11. I'm going to have a new CPU, which I'm buying like an AMD Ryzen 9 5900 CPU. I'm buying a new Asus Crosshair Hero motherboard. I've got to buy a new power supply. I've got to have new RAM. I'm going to buy the Corsair Lit RAM. I've got to have just new everything. Just basically, the only thing I'll be able to keep is the GPU, which the GPU is horrible. GPU prices are outrageous right now. I'll get around to upgrading the GPU one of these days. But basically, I just about have to have almost new everything. And then what I'll probably end up doing is taking these old parts and putting them back in the old case that I bought it with and just having an old computer for kicks and do fun stuff with. But, it seems, and computer repair and putting that stuff together and all the cable management that goes into that is really, really complicated and really time consuming and really tedious. And I enjoy the crap out of it. And I don't even know why. It's a lot of fun. I have a blast doing it. I even bought fancy lit mouse. It's got RGB on it. It's kind of weird. I bought a fancy lit RGB keyboard. And it's even got effects and stuff on it. Ooh. So yeah, I've been throwing some money at my computer setup. Don't know why. I even got a giant mouse pad that it all sits on that's lit around the edges of it. So, and I'm not done. I've still got like $1,400 to spend on new CPU, new motherboard, new RAM, new power supply, new everything. The only thing I'm keeping the water cooler that cools the CPU, and I'm keeping the case. Everything else will be new. So be a lot of fun. But anyway, I am going to try to get back into doing my normal podcasting and streaming for those of you that like that and enjoy that. And I hope you have a good time. Looking forward to that. I'll try to I don't know how quickly I can get to it. Life is hard, man. You work 8 hours a day and you got to spend time with family. My daughter's getting married. A lot of stuff going on in my life right now. A lot of crazy things. I got a PS5. Oh my gosh. And it's sad because I haven't even really had time to fool with it much. I'm really, really busy. And that's part of the reason to you're getting up at 5 every morning to do exercise. I walk 2 miles, lift some weights, try to keep myself strong. I need to lose some more weight though, because I picked up, my wife cooked really good and I picked up some weight. So I got to lose some more weight. But just busy. Get up at 5 and you got to go to bed at 9 or 10 to get up at 5. So your evenings are cut short most of the time. It's hard to find the time to write. It's hard to find to podcast, find the time to do these things. And I still miss talking about geek stuff with you guys. I miss talking about comics, movies, video games, and all that stuff. And who knows, I may try to do a little bit of that from time to time too. So it's been fun touching base with you guys. I hope everybody out there is well. And I hope that everybody's doing good and you're not letting stupid crap on the news get you down and worry you too much. I hope everybody's feeling good. I hope nobody's got COVID and that everybody is in good shape. If you need anything from me or if I can be a help to you or need somebody to pray with you, reach out to me. I would love to do that. Shout out to all my old podcast buddies. You know who you are. And we'll see you guys on the internet. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.